slithers into the jungle, call it python time. Bold constriction got them wrapped, they entwine. Educational bites, better sharpen your mind. Lens focus tight, capture moments in time. Scales gleaming in the light, stay exotic and rare from the
Long time no vlog. Sorry, it's been a while since I posted a video on this channel, but y'all know life is life and the holidays has happened. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that jazz. But anywho, I am doing my annual New Year's vlog, but we're doing something a little different. We're going to do something a little different than what I usually do. Yeah, and we're going to do one for this channel, the main channel, and then on Shed Yourself Vlogs. So I broke it up. And usually I do New Year's resolution, New Year's goals, videos where I share my goals for the upcoming year. But I decided to do something a little bit different. I am this time going to just share reflections, things that happened to me this year, things that I'm grateful for, and all that jazz, accomplishments, all that jazz. Let me get this tripod situated. There we go, so I could quit shaking the camera. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do New Year's reflections. What has happened 2025? What goals did I achieve that I said in the previous years that I wanted to do? And moving forward, you know, the things that I'm grateful for, the things that has happened to me this year that I'm super, super grateful for. So yeah, I'm not going to share my 2026 goals. I would keep that in the tuck and just put in the work and make it happen. And then I will come back this time next year and do a reflections vlog instead of a resolutions vlog. So let me get my little notebook out, and we're going to talk about things that has happened this year that I'm reflecting on. But this is strictly going to be pertaining to Creative Reptiles. On my second channel, I would do my health, fitness goals, all that stuff, reflections. This is strictly towards the business and the reptiles, the snakes. So reflections, the positives. One, a big one, was this year I got to travel to LA to vend a reptile show hosted by my good mentors and my good friends KG and D from Bomb Projects. They've thrown this show annually for, I think they've done 3 now. They did a spring and a fall one year, no, a Christmas. And then this year, 2025, they did a spring again. And so I was able to get a booth, get a table, because I was part of their Patreon and I won a contest. And I was blessed to travel down there and to record my podcast live from the show. And not only did I record my podcast, Snake Cinema Podcast, live from the show, but I was also able to interview some of the breeders and vendors there. And so that was dope. That was amazing. And I really did enjoy that. That really did help me grow and hone my social skills, hone my business skills, you know, putting myself out there. The fact that I walked up to breeders and asked them, hey, could I interview you for the podcast? And that took a lot of nerves on my end because I am not a social butterfly like that. I do not like putting myself out there. So the fact that I was able to do that and make it happen, super, super great, super humbling, and it was fun. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed that entire trip. I got to go to KG and D's, they call it the Bomb Shelter, their snake house, their snake facility where they keep all their animals, and I got to take a tour. I got to see a lot of dope snakes, dope combos, the Stranger Calicos, the LC Black Magic snakes. That was just an inspiring, motivational trip. And that set me on a trajectory of where I want to go in the future as far as husbandry, how I want to keep my animals, because KG don't play. Like, they top-notch quality of how they keep their animals. And it was just amazing. Like, even on the artistic front, the snakes that they've created, they produce, like, they've made some animals that I've never seen before on anybody else's Instagrams or YouTubes or whatever. And it was just dope. And it was like, oh, so it could go this far. It can go beyond what I typically see all the time. And that was great. Again, extremely grateful to them. Grateful to my cousins who let me stay with them so I didn't have to pay for a hotel, and they let me borrow their car so I could ride around California. Again, that was a great trip. So much fun, and I really did enjoy it. So yeah, it was amazing. So that was one of the highlights of the year. New snakes definitely was a big highlight of the year, including Oya, my dinker project, the Kazi Jane that I am currently working on. To get that snake, man, to unbox her. And again, shout out to Ash Morph Minded, my big bro. Shout out to Chris from BNS Reptilia for shipping her out for Ash to me, to Memphis. I appreciate that kindness because he didn't have to do that, and I appreciate him. But yeah, when I still remember, I mean, I can always go back to the vlog and watch, but I still remember being at work on my lunch break and unboxing the snake and seeing Oya for the first time, and I was like, this is wild, literally and figuratively, because she's a wild caught animal. She's a wild caught from straight out of Africa, and I was like, this is fucking wild that I got my own dinker. And not only that, I got my first ever import straight out of Africa, straight from the motherland, first generation, never been in captivity. This is it. Like, this is crazy. And the growth that I've made, the bond that I've made with her this year, because I've been working with her even before I started breeding her. I've been working with her, like handling her, because she's a very shy girl. She's still shy for the most part, but just having her out, having her around my neck, you know, if I'm just chilling in the house, laying on the bed, I'll have her with me, and seeing her relax, seeing her, you know, crawl around and explore. When I feed her, seeing her hunt, you know, it's just because, you know, they say ball pythons are ambush predators, which is true. They are ambush predators. But the way she goes after her prey versus the captives, it's amazing. The way, just the how she interacts, it's just wild, literally wild. But I love her, and that was a big blessing. I also got some more snakes, like some LC Black Magic, some paints, some other projects that I really love, and those animals are just as important and just as amazing to me. But I'm grateful, you know, the money I've invested in some, and the blessing I've received in others. Some people gifted me snakes because they believe in me and they believe in the vision, and they wanted to support, and I really do appreciate it, especially with, you know, financially, when my job cut my pay in half, and I lost a lot of money, like $1,000 per paycheck. I've talked about this ad nauseum, and I'm not going to go in details, but the fact that so many people have helped me this year, and I didn't even deserve that type of kindness and that type of blessing. I could have been way behind, years behind on some projects and some breeding plans, and way behind on a lot of things, feeding, care. But so many people have helped me out, and I am truly forever eternally grateful. When I become successful and I'm able to bless them back or bless someone else in the future, I'm not going to hesitate, because I will always remember when I was at my lowest, and people in this reptile hobby has helped me. So I will definitely pay it forward. That's a promise. That is a fucking promise. Whether it's to the people who've blessed me or to a new breeder or a new keeper in the future, you know, I will never forget the kindness and love and compassion and empathy that people have put on me. And so, yeah, the new snakes, definitely a highlight. new connections, met a lot of new people, and I can't name everybody, but bonded and met a lot of new people when I went to the reptile shows like Seer and stuff like that, and got to know friends that I've known online and knew on podcasts forever, and got to see them in person and hang out with them in person, like Patrick Saunders, Project Pat, my boy, a whole bunch of other people. And it's just amazing to build connections, find my tribe, find the people I mesh with well and meshes with me, like-minded individuals who think like me when it comes to these animals. They don't see it as a money grab. Yes, they would like to make a profit and they would like to get return on their investments, but at the end of the day, they put the animals first. They love these animals. They put the care first, and they respect the animals above all else. And so I really feel like I found my people. I found my tribe. It took a lot of trial and errors because I was in some groups with some people who I should have never been in. I was in some Patreons that I should have never been in, but that weeded itself out. The universe worked itself out, and I was able to walk away from a lot of people, and no knock to them, but we just didn't mesh. Our spirits, our energies, we just didn't align. And that does not make them evil people. That does not make me evil people. It's just that you just can't be friends with everybody. That's the lesson that I learned in 2025. You can't be friends. You can be cordial, you can be cool, you can be nice, but you cannot give so much of your energy, your soul, your emotions to just everybody, because we weren't put on this earth to be in community with every single body. We are put on this earth to be in community, but some personalities just can't be around each other. And that's a big lesson I've learned in 2025. Is some of it was a financial lesson, like being a part of certain Patreons, wasting money supporting certain people I should never been spending money supporting. But everything happens for a reason. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Everything happens for a reason, and everything was a lesson learned. So I do not complain about anything. And I am, overall, the connections I made this year outweighed the ones I lost tenfold. So I don't regret nothing. It had to happen for me to learn, for the other people to learn, for just as a whole. It just had to happen the way it happened. And we just move on. And if we reconnect in the future, cool. If not, also cool. Life goes on. And so, but there's no malice, there's no evil intentions, there's no hatred, at least on my end. I can't speak for nobody else, but at least on my end, there's no ill intent, there's no hatred, there's no malice, there's no venom towards people. You just live and you learn and you move on. You know what I'm saying? All right. Next, photography opportunities. We've done proms, we've done different modeling gigs. We got invited, thanks to Grind City Meet, we got invited to a new photography studio and podcasting studio that opened called Grindstone here in Memphis. And we got to, I took the snakes with me and got to collab with a lot of people. I took some of my best photography there at that studio, in my opinion, my humble opinion. I learned studio photography. I got that was a blessing. That was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. Got to meet and connect with more photographers and more models, and it was amazing. Also, the Grind City Meet, the annual meet that happens in Memphis every year on Memorial Day weekend, and we will be there 2026, but hands down, amazing experience. My portfolio went up, clientele went up. It's great to do, and it's great to just hang out with other creatives, photographers, videographers, models, just all out. It's just great to hang out with like-minded people and to see the beauty in this city, because Memphis get a bad rep about a lot of shit, but there is so much beauty in Memphis, and so I will always support and do Grind City Meet until they no longer do Grind City Meet, which I hope doesn't happen. I hope Allie and the crew continues to do that, because it's a beautiful thing and a beautiful event. let's see. The return, okay, in the podcasting front, Snake Cinema Podcast. It's been amazing. No regrets. The only regret is I wish I had all the episodes on my channel, but you live and you learn. I'm not going to rehash that. Y'all seen my podcast where I discussed all that went down, but everything happens for a reason. I was able to do Snake Cinema Podcast live from different reptile shows. I've gained a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills. I've honed in on my skills, and so I'm eternally grateful for all that. Like I said earlier, everything happens for a reason. Everything happened and that needed to happen, and I've grew as a creative and as a podcaster and as a critic, as a movie and music reviewer because of it. So grateful for that. Let's see. And also the return of the Shenanigans podcast. Y'all know my crew, me with Father Dunn, Candy, Maki, and Bear. We reunited after Beyond the Scales podcast was no longer. It got upended from us and taken from us prematurely, but we came back. We made a comeback, and this podcast is bigger and better than ever. We're having a lot of fun. We're enjoying each other, and I'm just great to work with my friends. Great to be with my homies, and we're gonna do bigger and better in 2026. Just you wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So it's gonna be amazing. So the return of Shenanigans podcast. I'm glad we came back and did that, and it's been a lot of fun. No regrets. Memphis Pride Fest took Juju to Pride. He was a hit. It was fun. Had a great time. Lots of great memories and lots of amazing photos. And I really enjoyed taking him to Pride. I love taking all the snakes to Pride. And it seems like every year I've rotated snakes, and every year they've all been a hit. Previous years it was Keita. One year it was Jimmy. It was Jafar and Jasmine. So we just go keep doing bigger and better things. So Memphis Pride Fest, so much fun. And a lot of amazing memories. Shoot, my phone is about to die. And we back. Sorry, y'all. The battery in my Sony camera died. Sony, I love y'all, but y'all batteries, some bullshit. But anyways, that's a rant for another day. So anyways, yeah, Memphis Pride Fest, amazing. Me and the Snakes also did an educational presentation at the Botanical Gardens. So much fun, a lot of education, and I will definitely do that again if they invite us back again next year for their Wild Night or Members Night. That was so much fun, and the kids had an amazing, the parents, it was just so much fun, and I love doing outreaches like that where there's no monetary gain. It's just straight education and teaching and introducing people to these amazing animals. I had Jimmy there, the boa. I had Gamora, the Burmese. I had Jafar, the ball python. So they got to see different snake species and hold them and learn about them. And it was just so much fun. And I loved it. So hopefully Botanical Gardens, if y'all hearing this, invite us back again. We had a blast. Let's see. Oh, when I went to the Troy's show, Troy and his crew, the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo in Nashville, they did one in the spring and they did one in the fall. During the spring show, I got to hold a baby otter. That was a major highlight for me because I love otters, and a kinkajou, a baby kinkajou. But that was so much fun. That was a wild experience, figuratively and literally. And it was fun. I missed that little boy. I think his name was Ozzy the otter. I missed that baby. Even his little nibbles. He bit my cheek. He bit my cheek. He bit my chin. He bit my fingers. It was adorable. But yeah, otters are dope. They're not for everybody. They're, don't go out there and try to get you a pet otter. That takes a lot of work, a lot of skills, and a lot of money because you're dealing with an aquatic animal that eats a lot of fish and other seafood and things like that. But playing and interacting with a baby otter at a reptile show, definitely a highlight. Super fun. And the kinkajou was so adorable on my shoulders, just chilling. It was fun. Let's see. Oh, we vended Memphis Monster Con for a second year in a row. I love this show. That's one of my favorites. And if I get the invite again, I will be vending again. The people who run this show, it's immaculate. It's a lot of fun. The whole nerd culture, being around horror movie geeks and seeing all the memorabilia, meeting all the actors and actresses of famous movies that I grew up watching as a child in the 80s and 90s that still were horror movies, and then seeing people's reactions when they see my snake, when they walk by the booth and they see my snakes and they stop and take pictures, and it was a lot of fun. It was amazing. This year was way better. I mean, last year was great too, but this year we did elevate it, and next year it's going to be even more elevated thanks to Nick at Unlock More / Forever Kennedy, because he helped me design my new photo backdrop. I just got to order it, but he helped design that shit, and it's going to be great. The booth next year, and it's going to be banging. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to keep elevating and honing my skills when it comes to this vending, because I want to go and do other things in the future. And yeah, let me see. Is that all the photography and reptile stuff? So yeah, those are positives. Those are reflections. Those are great things that has happened that we've done in 2025. Again, thank you to everybody who's ever booked the snakes, whether it was a photo shoot, an educational show, an outreach, collabs. For those who follow this channel, watches my vlogs, watches Snake Cinema podcast or the Shenanigans podcast, or my co-hosts, everybody, those who's ever supported me, breeders who's ever sold me snakes or given me snakes, thank you to everybody. I am grateful for all of y'all. Y'all made 2025 an amazing year. And even though we did have some tragedies, I lost Soren to kidney failure, and I lost Jimmy to old age, and he passed away. There were a lot of positives this year. It wasn't all negatives. And and to think you lose 2 animals that you love and adore, and you lose a lot of finances because of a pay cut. Despite all of those tragic things, those negative things, so much positives have came out of this year, and I am forever grateful. So those are my reflections of 2025. It's been an amazing year, and I really, in my heart of heart and my soul, know that 2026 is going to be better. Even if I'm just better emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, everything is going to be better. Just got to keep moving, keep grooving, and not giving up. I will do my reflections on Shed Yourself vlogs, dealing with life, health, and other non-reptile and photography stuff. So go check that out when I post that vlog. And we will see y'all later this year with more and more fun things, because I will continue to do these vlogs and continue to podcast and continue to share my life, my business, my career, and my love of these animals and my love for photography. You're going to see a lot more photography stuff too, because Creative Reptiles isn't just a snake breeding thing. We're creative. That's the name. So you'll see a lot more photography vlogs as well added to this. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for a great 2025, and let's make 2026 better than ever. Peace.
The click, ain't no need to be weird. Creative reptiles with the knowledge flows. Ball pythons in the cut, ready to pose. Boa constrictors lurking, everybody knows. Education meets cool and every friend he exposed. Brazilian king.